What's up, guys? Back again. Today we're going to be doing our second video of the NFL Draft Prospect Series, and we're going to be talking about Shedeur Sanders, the QB out of Colorado. Many of us might just know him as Coach Prime's son, but we're going to put that aside for the most part. We're going to talk about Shedeur's skill set, some of his best plays from this last year at Colorado, NFL outlook, the whole thing. So let's get it started. Shedeur is a 6'2", 215-pound QB. He had over 4,100 passing yards this past season, 37 passing touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. So a pretty good season for him. Now I'm going to give it to Rico, and he's going to take y'all more in depth on Shedeur's college career.
Yeah, so Shedeur is actually one of the more interesting prospects in this year's draft. I mean, I feel like he's a very rare one of one talent. Now, I'm not saying he's gonna be like insanely good, but I'm saying he can get to that level if he really dedicates himself. Now, the only thing I have against him is that his whole life he's had his dad, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. We all know him. He's actually my favorite NFL player, but he's had his dad his whole career, and it's gonna be kind of difficult to see him play in the NFL without his dad's offense and his scheme. Because we all know Deion knows how to get the best out of his players. And seeing Shedeur play in the NFL without his dad, I know it's going to be a rough rookie season for him. So we're going to see how he adjusts and if he can overcome that hill. But something about Shedeur's game to know is that he's a very, very accurate pocket passer. He can make good time decision passes, get the ball out quickly. He doesn't take too long to get that ball out. He's going to fire that ball right in there and make an accurate pass. He can run when needed. He's actually a very good runner. I don't like it when scouts and analysts say that he can't really use his legs, because he actually can. Watch his tape and you'll see him make some insane plays using his legs. And we're actually going to go over one of his best running plays the past season with Colorado. But the last thing about him is that he's a playmaker, man. Shedeur can make plays. I remember he had that one play, I can't remember who it was against, but they were down a touchdown and they needed a touchdown, and it was a Hail Mary to one of his receivers, and he rolls out to the left and he just makes an insane pass. That play was crazy. But Shedeur can make plays when needed, and he's a hype player, man. It's fun. He's fun to watch. But let's get into some of the things about his game. So on this first play, you're going to see Shedeur just sit in the pocket and fire a pass right over three defenders in between all of them to his wide receiver. And his wide receiver's going to make a contested catch, get the first down for like a good 25-yard gain. Now that pass, it's some slight for Shedeur, but it's really an accurate pass. You can see the accuracy on display there. He fires that in right over those three defenders, plops it right in there. Plops it right in there to the wide receiver's arms, and the wide receiver makes that great catch, first down. Now on the second play, Shedeur's gonna get the ball, hike it, and he's gonna step up in the pocket only to run into a wall of defenders. And you think the defender has him, but he really doesn't. He gets out of that, escapes that, rolls back using his legs. Good example of this right here, one of his best plays. And then he breaks another tackle from that DN, just shoves him off him, uses his head, and then he sees he has nothing downfield, so he's just gonna run and run. He uses his legs in a great way, picks up that first down. That's a very dynamic play from him, and I feel like if he does that more, he can really reach his full potential. And then on this last play, this is one of my favorite passes from Shedeur. It's very simple but effective. They're in the red zone about 15 yards, right? So he hikes it. He's very comfortable. You see that in the first tape we showed. Shedeur's very comfortable sitting in that pocket. But you're just going to see his wide receiver has a one-on-one matchup. He likes the matchup, and he's just going to throw it right over the defender's arms. You see that pass right there. Fits it right into the pocket of the wide receiver, right in that breadbasket. That's a beautiful pass. And I think that's really going to translate well to the NFL. When we see that more from Shedeur, I mean, that's his game. He could really do it all when it comes down to football. He just has to be confident in his game, which I know he is. He's confident. I just want to see him work in a different scheme other than his dad's. But Shedeur's tape looks really good. I think his game actually translates translates very well to the NFL, and I'm excited to see what he can do at the next level. But now I'm going to pass it back to Vasily, and he's going to talk to you guys about what he's going to do in the NFL, how he'll fit with the schemes, and what teams he'll be drafted to.
Yeah, and Shedeur in college actually had like a historically bad offensive line, and we still saw him put up great production. So even if he does end up on a bad team, he could still make plays. But really, no idea where he's going to end up from a lot of experts. They
Yeah,
have him going number two, going number nine, going number
yeah,
25.
just all around the place.
Yeah, but some of the teams that I see him fitting well on are the Giants and the Steelers. The Giants are a team people are debating on whether or not they'll take a QB. And Brian Daboll's probably last season as head coach if he can't turn it around. Don't know if that's the route he'll want to go, but Shedeur did end up on the Giants. We all know Malik Neighbors, young superstar, and Shedeur would just be in a really good spot to have a reliable target day one. We know he had Travis Hunter in college, and to be able to take that next step to the NFL and still have like a go-to elite receiver one would be really cool to see Shedeur have.
Mhm.
And then when it comes to the Steelers, they're further down in the 20s, but I like this fit for him because it gives Shedeur a chance to come into an established environment, an established team, where he's not going to have to come into this dumpster fire and really have to play around a bunch of bad players on a supporting cast. He's going to get to come into an offense with George Pickens, with DK Metcalf. Mike Tomlin is the head coach, is a really great head coach, even though some people disagree. I think that's stupid. I think Mike Tomlin's still one of the best in the game.
For
But
sure, yeah.
seeing Shedeur on that team in the AFC North, entering that division of amazing QBs like Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, I think that would be a really good team fit for him at the next level.
Yep. So good takes there by Vasily. And now last thing I'm gonna say about Shedeur is two players his game reminds me of are Geno Smith and Tua Tagovailoa. Those two players, I see Shedeur all over them, man. Tua's ability to just stay in the pocket, fire a pass, pop it right into the wide receiver's arms, make accurate deep balls, good moon balls reminds me of Shedeur. I think
Sure.
that's what Shedeur does well. That's the best part of his game. But another aspect of his game that I like is his runs, man. He can use his legs. Like, I'm not saying he's just a pocket passer. Shedeur is actually very versatile. That's where Geno Smith comes in. Geno Smith has the ability to do whatever is needed at the time. I think that was a good pickup by the Raiders. But Shedeur really reminds me of Geno Smith the most because of their ability to just make a pass or run or just make whatever play is needed of them. That's our analysis on Shedeur Sanders, and whatever y'all think, let us know. We're gonna be making another video right after this, so stay tuned and hope y'all enjoyed it. Peace.
Peace.